scoot along. I'll call the city council meeting order at 6:30. Roll call, please.
Anderson.
Here.
Conrad.
Present.
Feltus.
Yep.
Mazak.
Yes.
Sensala.
Sure.
Holstead.
Yes.
We have all of us here. Pledge of allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Verification of posting.
The agenda was posted at City Hall, State Bank of Arcadia, Arcadia TV and Appliance, and the city website on August 5th.
All right, we have a 12-item agenda. I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Second. Feltus, second by Sensala. Questions or comments? Clerk will call the roll.
Conrad.
Yes.
Feltus.
Yep.
Mazak.
Yes.
Sensala.
Yep.
Holstead.
Yes.
Anderson.
Motion carries. Public comment.
Go ahead. I won't take up too much time. I'll try to keep it down. This is the time of the year we're really involved with, of course, the summer activities, especially Action for the Arts. But I don't want the city to forget our need for a skating rink. And so I'm really wanting to promote that, to see what the council is thinking about doing for that, if anything, and where. There have been suggestions like up by the pit, up there by the broiler pit, as well as now is the old horse pulling area. So, and there's lights there. So if there would be some people looking and thinking about that, thinking ahead, that's what the council is supposed to be doing. Maybe to find out if there's something that's level enough and where we would probably be able to get water and all this sort of thing. And perhaps when we get to the skating rink, if we actually do it, know how to do it properly. Second thing, indicating in the newspaper for Action for the Arts, a routing of traffic in Arcadia. Some of these streets are blocked off, and would it be nice to be putting something in the paper to indicate that, so that people know where we're going to need to be thinking about driving, especially if you're having family coming from out of town. You have to let them know what's going on.
I think it's obviously, just to answer you quick there, Doc, it's a little too late to put it in the paper.
Oh,
but
no.
I think we put something on Facebook, and I can have Diana and Lindy, we can put something out on our page on our website as well.
That's a good idea too. But the news, what, maybe next year?
Yeah, and we can have, I think the Ashley for the Arts team, they put something out that reaches quite a vast amount of people too.
Sure.
But that's a good suggestion for next year.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still working on this idea of disc golf for our Memorial Park, and hopefully we'll have a proposal from the disc golf architect. And everybody knows what that is, you know, it's frisbee golf and this type of a thing. But you can't call it frisbee because that's a copyrighted name, so it's disc golf now. But anyways, okay.
Disc golf.
Disc golf.
Frisbee's like Kleenex. Frisbee's named by somebody, so when they call it, it's not a frisbee, it's a disc.
Oh,
It's a similar type of.
I understand.
It's the same thing, just the.
They have a course out at Patriots Park.
That's right, a brand new one for one of our Eagle Scouts put it up for his Eagle project this year.
Yeah, it's mapped out and everything. I looked at it 2 weekends ago when I was out there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty nice, but that's the idea for here in Arcadia. And I've got some grand ideas if we would do that. I would like to see a winter along with the grooming the cross-country ski trails, perhaps have some kind of a new idea as far as what do they call it, a biathlon with disc golf. That's a crazy idea, but you know, we don't do enough stuff in the wintertime. So so those are some ideas I'll throw at you. We'll be back to you. The second thing is, or fourth thing and the last thing is share the road ideas to indicate where bicycles are how would you say, are welcome. Because putting up these share the road signs, at least it indicates that, hey, be aware there might be biking through town. Arcadia is one of the central areas of our biking area of the Trumbull County. And from what I understand from the biking crowd, that it's one of the best in the United States, mainly because it's not as much traffic, and second thing is they're paved roads. So what we want to do is promote Arcadia. If you have these signs up, it's a welcoming type of a thing, and you're working on a traffic program here, I see. So I don't know if that's part of that or not. We have to have a traffic ordinance of some sort, or pedestrian traffic ordinance, in order to have these share routes. When I talked to the DOT last year or so ago, they said, hey, you gotta have this stuff in line in order for you to put these signs up. But my gosh, all you just put up a sign up and say.
Right, it seems like a lot of red tape just to put a sign up. I was gonna see, do you know who set up the Trumbull County Bicycle Club, set those up?
I run something.
Travis,
No,
No.
what is it, Travis Bossman?
Boston, that's it.
Travis Mossman.
Cause they got a bunch of money from the CapEx fund,
Oh.
from Trumbull County. And they, there was 1.3 or 1.7 million dollars given to Trumbull County, and they were one of the, they got all that money to put up those signs. Maybe they have extra dollars to put up those signs,
Yeah,
since it's all part of the same system.
But then, in order to be legal,
Right.
you gotta get this DOT.
Which I don't understand, because they're all placed all over Trumbull County, and I'll bet that they didn't go through that either, so.
Go to La Crosse,
Probably
Eau
just on
Claire.
a state highway that they gotta,
Yeah, maybe on a state highway, not the county or
Yeah.
town roads, but
Side
I'll reach out
roads-
to Travis.
Side roads you can do on your own, I guess, you know, or like Wilson Avenue and things like that. But for main highways, just like Fritz says, you gotta get it through the DOT. So that's why you gotta have these ordinances.
Yep, sure.
If there's any questions, fine, or holler at me, or I shall be quiet, and thank you for your attention.
Thanks,
Did
Doug. You're good.
Did I say who I was?
I think we know.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Yep.
Thank you.
Presentations, we have none this evening. Old business, approved meeting minutes from July 17th,
So moved.
2019.
Second.
Motion by Feltus, second by Mazak. Questions? Clerk will call the roll.
Feltus?
Yep.
Mazak?
Yes.
Sensala?
Yep.
Holsted?
Abstain.
Anderson?
abstain.
Conrad?
Yes.
Motion carries. The joint council meeting with the town of Arcadia.
So moved.
Meeting minutes,
Second.
motion by Conrad, second by Feltus. Clerk will call the roll.
Mazak?
Yes.
Sensala?
Yep.
Holsted?
Abstain.
Anderson?
Abstain.
Conrad?
Yes.
Feltus?
Yep.
Motion carried. Meeting minutes, special city council meeting minutes for July 31st, 2019. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
By Mazak, is there a second?
Second.
By Colstead. Clerk will call the roll.
Sensala?
Yeah.
Holsted?
Yes.
Anderson? Conrad?
Yes.
Feltus?
Yep.
Mazak?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 4B, possible action on the city administrator employment contract, which was on your desk, and was everything we talked about previously with the changes. So moved. Motion by Feltus, is there a second? Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Sala. Angela, go ahead.
No, I was gonna second,
You
and
were
then no one
gonna
else
second
would have,
We did offer the position to Chadwick, or Chad Hawkins, and he accepted. The contract is start date, he passed background check and all that type of good thing, September 3rd. Angela's got some training the next week or so, and he had some, give his notice and everything like that, so we thought September 3rd would be a good thing. We know it's a month out, a little less than a month out, but
It'll be here soon.
it's gonna be here quick, and it gives him time and us time to get everything in order, and.
He was all okay with everything then?
Yep, everything is good to go with him, and appreciate him gonna be on board, and maybe he'll come to the next meeting and introduce himself. We'll reach out to him then. September 3rd, the Tuesday after Labor Day.
Right.
Yep. So, it's exciting. Comments, questions? Clerk will call the roll.
Colstead.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yep.
Mazak.
Yes.
Sensala.
Yep.
Board and commission updates, monthly safety report, which is just for information. If you have any questions, reach out to, and Tim is kind of a good point person for that. Public hearings, none scheduled, discussion of possible action on ordinance 219-2, a truancy ordinance. Just kind of went back and forth between both the school district, it's something that they would wanted us to put into place, so they can be a little bit more proactive in truancy. Terry worked through many different ordinances. School district is in favor of this, we're in favor of it. Obviously, we can be proactive with getting kids to school, keeping them in school. So, this is something that was really on Lance's superintendent's
So
radar, so.
Second.
Motion by Feltes, second by Mazak. Questions?
Diana was fine with this?
Yep.
She was part of the process. It was Bill and I, Diana, and Lance, and Alan. I don't know who was on this one.
I think it's probably been worked on for about the last 6 months, 8 months, maybe even closer to a year. So, probably not a year, about 8 months, I think, when Lance started to talk about it as soon as he was here. If there's no other questions, the clerk will call the roll.
Anderson.
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Feltes. Mazak.
Yes.
Sensala.
Yep.
Colstead. Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8B, discussion and possible action on resolution 2019-11, the acceptance of Rotary Street.
So
Motion by, who was that? Feltes, is there a second?
Second.
Anderson, questions? We all know what this is for. Anderson, is it? Clerk will call the roll.
Conrad.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yep.
Mazak.
Yes.
Sensala.
Yeah.
Colstead.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 8C, discussion on possible action on resolution 2019-12, adopting the official traffic map. I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
A motion by Feltes and a second by Colstead. There it is, printed. Been reviewed by the judge, by the police chief, and by Angela.
And Diana.
And Diana.
Well, then it's good enough for me if Angela looked at it.
It's got all the stop signs, heavy truck routes, any changes. The only really major change was the dedication of Rotary Street with the addition of the stop sign.
Yes, and we've never had an official, adopted an official traffic map, and we need to have that. We just need to have that, and a copy will be here in the council chambers or in my office, depending on the space, and one in the PD.
Is it online?
Yeah,
It will be.
It will be. One of the main reasons, go ahead, Chris.
Well, and, I mean, this is probably a poor time to ask this question, but in my opinion, we have stop signs in a lot of places in Arcadia that shouldn't be there.
We can always change them and change the map. I mean, that would be
You know,
something.
like when you go on Wilson, you gotta stop every couple blocks, for what reason?
I can tell you why.
Because we don't live there.
Yeah, but the speed limit, put a speed limit sign up there.
I ride with somebody that may or may not live in my house, and I have to tell them what the speed limit is. I'm not gonna incriminate myself.
You know, or at least we should consider some right turn, no stops.
Some of those are,
Some of those that we
Or
brought
far away.
back, some
The
of
only
those,
one I know of is by Kevin's house, there's one.
yeah.
They go straight and don't stop neither. Wow.
Well,
Stop
I,
means
you know,
optional.
and I've gotten that comment from other people, is why we have all these stop signs.
Little traffic.
right, with all your,
If you didn't have them traffic signs, them stop signs on Wilson, when the people are going back and forth to work at Ashley in the morning,
would be a highway.
It would be a highway.
I mean, that's a heavily used road, about 230 and 330.
I live there, yes, I'm well aware.
Get that grass growing, okay?
I mean, it's something we can surely look at and have, we could sit down with the chief, she would know better of, get her
So like that stop sign up there by the Golden Pump Wellness Center.
That's another one.
What's the purpose of that one?
We looked at,
We looked at that.
removing that roughly a year and a half ago.
Golden Pump was
Golden
against
Pump
it.
was not in favor of it. They have people that cross back and forth there.
Put in a crosswalk.
I'm just, we
Nobody
put it
stops
out,
there
we
anyway.
put it out there
People
for
are
public.
rude when they drive.
Nobody stops there anyway. You cop on to get, tell you
Well,
to
we-
stop, tickets just sit there all day.
We did put it out,
We write about
and
it.
Yeah, they came to a meeting.
they came to the meeting and wrote a letter and saying,
It's
they
a
talked
state
to
highway.
their staff.
What state highway do you stop
you
on?
don't leave or enter a state highway. You stay on the state highway, continue on the state highway, and you gotta stop. I don't get it.
Right, well, I understand.
Yeah, it was different when County A was straight
Right.
ahead and what, and then it made sense. Now it makes absolutely no sense.
Well, I think
Maybe we
it's-
should put a stop sign where you gotta turn on to A there too, then we would really have something.
Well, I think we need to look at the safety issue with these stop signs, not the inconvenience to the driver.
And like I said, nobody stops at that one anyway.
Well,
Well,
just because you don't stop, that doesn't mean you change the law.
Wow, I'm just saying.
Others might stop.
You could sit there all day, I
Stop
bet you
there.
wouldn't see one.
I stopped there all the time.
We need
You're Go back out for a lion, come
Yeah, I
back.
mean, the kids still do some of the traffic.
Yeah, however you out there.
Not very good. Talk to Angela or myself, and we can put it on.
When my dad owned the gas station, even when the road was all different than it is now, nobody stopped at that stop sign.
Yeah.
You could sit there all day and watch it, nobody stopped.
Yeah.
It was just crazy.
It is not safe. It's not on the agenda, that's
Yeah, we can put it on. But, I mean, we did look at changing it, and that was the number one concern of Golden Pump. But we had it on the agenda, said, we'd like to remove it. And
How
because
long
the
ago
state,
was that?
because the state actually talked to us about it.
About
It
6
wasn't-
months ago.
Yeah, well, it was more than 6
Maybe
months, because
it's
they
about a
weren't,
year.
you guys weren't, yeah?
Yeah.
These guys weren't on, well, I suppose it was, but it was last summer, if not before that.
I remember.
Because the state of Wisconsin's the one who approached us about removing it, that they would need it. Because I think, Kevin, you were the one they talked to, weren't
No,
I
no.
think it was Bob.
Or Bob, that's it,
Yeah.
so. I mean, we can still bring this up for discussion, pass the official map and go back and see if. we
I
want to
remember
remove some of
Golden
these,
Pump
if there's
being there and
some
they
other
were
changes.
against it for safety and
Mm-hmm.
so.
I mean, their concern is even if people are going around it at 3 miles an hour as compared to 20 miles an hour, makes a big difference if trucks are pulling in and out of there that are not off that street, so. There's a motion and a second, is there any other discussion in regards to the traffic map? Nothing that, everything can be changed.
No, I was just curious.
Clerk will call the roll.
Feltes.
Yep.
Mazik.
Yes.
Sensala.
Yep.
Colstead.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Safety overall.
I think that crosswalks, you gotta have them marked a little better than faded white line in the street. And then the parking on Main Street, they've got multiple lanes. I saw a kid that's going across the crosswalk.
They go around the other, right?
They go around on the left, they need to go around the left legally. And the kid, he was right in front of my car, and I just laid on the horn, and he jumped and stopped, and if he'd have walked across, he'd have just gotten run right over the intersection.
You remember the time we were on
We're on
Main
our way to a
Street?
meeting down here, and Kevin and I had a guy go around us on the right in front of the
Mhm.
school. I stopped for somebody.
You see that all the time.
Kevin was behind me, and pretty soon I looked in my mirror and I see a car
Oh, yeah.
coming up, and
Mhm,
I did the same thing, laid on the horn.
mhm.
Yeah,
All right.
I think we need to talk about that.
We'll move on. Discussion possible action on adoption of ordinance 2019-3, an ordinance authorizing the erection of new stop signs and the updating of the official traffic map, which is, it coincides with what we just did, but we have to adopt that we can put a stop sign on there, correct? That's how I
Yes,
understand it.
we have to add that to the traffic ordinance,
So
so we
yes.
get enforced on the road, as you're coming out of Dollar General, on the corner of State Highway 95 and Overland Street.
Yes.
Motion by Feltus, was there a second?
There's no
Kevin.
stop sign.
By Kevin?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't, thanks. Paul. Questions in regards to where this is?
Olsted, Mason?
Feltus and Maytag. Clerk will call the roll.
Mason?
Yes.
Sensala?
Yep.
Holsted?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Conrad?
Yes.
Feltes?
Absolutely.
Motion carries. Discussion of possible action on ordinance 2019-4, an ordinance regulating the sale of fireworks in the city of Arcadia.
So moved.
Motion by Feltus, is there a second?
Second.
By Mason. Questions? These are agreeable tonight. Clerk will call the roll.
Pretty thorough.
Yeah.
Sensala?
Let's go
Yeah.
through the ringer a little bit.
Holsted?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Conrad?
Yes.
Feltes?
Yep.
Mason?
Yes.
How long have you been working on this?
This one's been in the works quite a while too. I think Terry's gonna be happy when some of this stuff is cleared off his desk. Item 8F, discussion of possible action on ordinance 2019-5, an ordinance regulating transient merchants in the city of Arcadia. Motion to approve. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Anderson, is there a second? By Colstead. Questions?
There's a lot in this.
So are the two road trucks grandfathered in, or do they have to?
Go ahead, answer it. Can you answer it? The food trucks that are on private property?
Well. Did we, I know that was in the park, is that for private property as well?
As far as I know, no, it's not in private property. Let me find this quick. I know it was discussed.
There's a lot of exemptions.
Well, number one, if something is operating the way that it currently is, and we provide an ordinance after the fact that is grandfathered in, just because it's already doing that, you can't place conditions on them if they're operating at that level already.
But I think we can still make them just apply and register with the city.
I think that was more of our intent, we don't, so we know what's going on and that they can be, regulated, even if there's no fee for them.
And am I correct that the county is responsible for inspecting and licensing?
Yes, through the health department, yes.
And I know they do check on them.
They're pretty stringent. They used to be more, I mean, I shouldn't say now, but when I was on the county board, I know they were pretty stringent on that type of thing. To answer your question, Joe, I'm not completely sure. So if you would rather hold off and put it on the next meeting, we surely can. It was not our intent to, put them out of business. Just make them come in maybe and apply so we know what's going on. That was it. There's no sense of intent to put them out of business. Clerk will call the roll.
Colstead?
Yes.
Anderson?
Yes.
Conrad?
Yes.
Feltes?
Yeah.
Mason?
Yes.
Sensala?
Yep.
Motion carries. Item 8G, discussion on possible action on acceptance of the 2019 Community Block Grant
So moved.
for public facilities, the internal drainage flood control project.
Second.
I felt this, second by Isaac? Gonzalez, so sorry. My ears today. Is This is something Bill and Angela worked on last thing, I think right before Bill left. So we did get the CDBG grant of $1 million, which will help pay for our internal flood control project. So obviously there's some money we have to put in, and Angela's working with Sean from Ellers to see how we can finance and keep that project moving forward. So it's an exciting thing, $1 million grant. So we could do this, what was the project, 6.5 million?
Was it 5.7, and we have a $4.2 million EDA grant.
Yeah, 4.2 from the EDA, 1 million from CDBG, and then the rest.
500,000 from the city.
Come out of our bus, so that's remarkable to have that much done and not only spent 500,000. So kudos to Angela as well as Bill. No longer here, but he is aware we got the grant. I did send him a text message. So. Questions in regards to this? Clerk will call the roll.
Anderson.
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yep.
Mazak.
Yes.
Sensala.
Yep.
Olsted.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item 9A, approval of school district pay request number 10 for the library in the amount of $38,964.72. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
By Anderson, is there a second? Is there a second?
$20,000 for curb ditch stone?
This goes through the library board as well. This is just part of the 1.25 million, so. Is there a second? By Conrad. I understand what you're saying as well, Joe. Correct. The building is looking better and better. Parking lot's looking better and better.
They must pay it up.
I don't think they paved it yet. It's pretty well leveled. Any other questions? Clerk will call the roll.
Conrad.
Yep.
Feltes.
Yeah.
Mazak.
Yes.
Sensala.
Yeah.
Olsted.
No.
Anderson.
Yes.
Motion carries. Approval of bills in the general account in the amount of $462,517.56.
So moved.
Motion by Colston, is there a second?
Second.
By Feltes. Questions? I'll give you a minute. Amazing how quiet everybody can get, huh?
There's only 3 DB.
Doc? That's Joe's line now. Or Marlo's. Clerk will call the roll.
Feltes.
Yeah.
Mazak.
Yes.
Sensala.
Yep.
Olsted.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Conrad.
Motion carries. Operator licenses, I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved, pending background
By
check.
Feltes, is there a second?
Second.
By Anderson. Clerk will call the roll.
Mazak.
Yes.
Sensala.
Yep.
Olsted.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yeah.
Motion carries. Picnic permit for the Arcadia PTO.
So moved.
31st.
Second.
Motion by Feltes, second by Mazak. Parent teacher organization. Questions, comments? They have a little picnic. I'm not so sure where they're having it this year.
Oh, I have the application.
Can we go back to Bill's?
Yeah, just wait, let's finish this first.
It's at the pavilion on the 31st.
Okay. Clerk will call the roll.
Sensala.
Yep.
Olsted.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Feltes.
Yeah.
Mazak.
Yeah.
Motion carries. Go back to the bills.
John Christopherson, $808.87 for background check. When I signed that check today, I thought it said $1,600.
That is this general fund share, then the utilities, because it's half, that position is half paid by the utilities and half by the general fund. They picked up half the cost for the background check.
Okay. And we're good.
Yeah. Good question.
Well,
He does his diligence, I will say that if you take the time and read the report or wanna come in and read the report, it's, pretty thorough. Tomorrow night, well, after tonight, we have a joint meeting with the town board at 7:30. And tomorrow night, Gold Star Mother Monument dedication by the visitor center at 7 o'clock. I think there's eight to maybe 10 members of the Hackley family. Just to bring you up to speed again, the gentleman who passed away donated $50,000 to the park, putting a couple benches and a monument. We have a bunch of members, forget the gentleman's name, from Ettrick, who's American Legion.
Bessler, Paul?
Paul Bessler is bringing it.
He's our state vice commander.
He's
now.
got a group coming, I think
we got a bunch of people coming, I thought.
And we're coming, we
Yeah,
get.
you guys are coming.
Yeah.
The Arcadia, there's people from the Gold Star Mothers will be there. Lady's gonna give a speech from there, so it's really gonna be a nice program. And I think 8 to 10 members of the family, of the Hackley family will be here as well, so.
So we don't need bands, if I understand, as long as we don't go any further into the park from there.
Correct.
I still got,
That area is, that there's no admission fee, so.
By the visitor center.
Yep.
Yeah.
No parking, obviously, right there is kind of limited, so you'll have to check, but you'll be able
We'll walk.
to, you'll be able to park somewhere around there.
can I bring my golf cart?
They'll make it work for you. I'm not the police chief.
Rob, I do got room on my car too, if you wanna ride along.
I'm gonna be out of town until later tomorrow, but I will be back, but, I don't, I don't know what,
We're going like on a 2.5 hour tour.
yeah, Ron offered, Mr. Ronick offered the Cup family a tour of Ashley and stuff like that, so Kevin and Gary Bouch are gonna do a full tour, 2.5 hours at the plant, and so.
That's interesting to see.
Yeah, it is, they don't, and they don't do them that frequently anymore, like they used to, so.
For me too, because I don't see it all.
You see it from the outside?
Yeah, I see one building.
So anyway, it'd be nice if, most of
So
us
am I
could get
nervous
there,
about this?
as many as possible, because it is a.
Okay. Can't believe.
Nice
They want us to go on a tour, too?
No.
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 I got my
No,
speech,
thank you.
my speech is just under
No.
45 minutes, so we should be out of there by 10.
Oh, God.
Once a year we do for the fire department? It's a trip.
That's a long way inside
Yes,
the
it
building.
is.
Buildings.
Did you get to walk it?
Well,
So anyway,
And that's short version.
and then, regular meeting, I would be gone the 21st, and Angela's gonna be gone the 21st as well. Not
Well,
that
that'd
Joe
be a good
can't-
day to have a
not that
meeting.
Joe can't handle the meeting, but we wanna move it to like Monday or Tuesday of that week, if it's okay with you guys.
ooh, I don't know, I might be booked solid that day.
20th and stuff, okay?
Got this
You wanna
new
do the
job
19th?
coming up.
is that the, what?
Monday would be the 19th.
Yeah, but is that this fourth Monday?
No, it's the.
Be the third Monday, instead of having it the Wednesday, have it,
I'm good with that.
The third Monday, it's like a Wednesday, the third Monday of the week.
So, August 19th, at what time then? 5.
we'll try 5. Yeah,
Will that work?
yeah, I can make that work. Couple weeks out, I can shuffle it around.
Okay.
So then we won't have a meeting, obviously, that Wednesday. But I can still be off, Joe, if you wanna handle it, that's fine.
So we don't have to meet here, Paul?
Yeah,
Should we
You
come
can
in?
take.
if Paul and Fritz wanna come at 4, 3:30, that's fine. You don't get paid for 2 meetings, though, just so you know. All right, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Feltus, second by Mazak.
Got 26
Clerk will
minutes
call
to
the
get
roll.
there.
Holston.
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes.
Conrad.
Yes.
Feltes.
Mm-hmm.
Mazak.
Yes.
Kinsella.
Absolutely.
Oh.